guys, welcome back to Anna Dialogue. Woo! Today we're celebrating Thriller. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay guys, welcome back to Anna Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. In this special episode, we are going to celebrate Michael Jackson and Thriller. I know a lot of people are doing this, but this time I wanted to do it too, because I love MJ, I love his heritage, what he gave to music. He was just miles ahead of his time, miles ahead of his artistry, of his voice, of all the combination of elements he put in his work, and he loved his work and all the shit they threw on him during the afterwards in the following years is so sad. In any case, okay, let's talk about Thriller, which actually came out today, exactly today, 40 years ago. It was released on the 30th of November, 1982, but it was in the shops on the 2nd of December, actually. But it was released on the 30th. Okay, so I have some interesting information. And then, after just this brief introduction, we are going to take a look to an original, sealed copy from 1982 of MJ. I'm going to rip it open and play it. Actually, it's not that difficult to find an original copy sealed. Actually, I do recommend to do this instead of buying the 40th anniversary, but who knows? I still have to listen to them. They're both sealed. Are you ready? Let's start. Okay, a few interesting facts before starting. If you want to skip directly to the test, to the two needle drops, you'll find the different chapters here below. Okay. So, clearly, the biggest selling album of all time. Yes, the Best of the Eagles is the best selling record of all time, but album, a concept album, not best of, it's still MJ Thriller. 40 years, actually reached 3 years after, I think, the best selling album of all time, and it stayed there still today. More than, they say, 100 million copies. Together with the anniversary and stuff, it's going even higher. Okay, so we're gonna listen to a first edition. It's not the first pressing, because in order to understand if it's the very, very first pressing, you must not have written here below Quincy Johnson, co-producer Michael Jackson. This was missing in the first type of jacket, okay? So if you really want the first pressing, that has not to be there. But it's a Pitton press, which means the Columbia pressing. We're going to probably find a little P in pressed or etched. So that's something to look out for. And I was reading, I have some notes here. I'm going to read them to you. This is just a fun and easy video. That there's also the half-speed version. And I'm interested to see if this is the one. I don't think so. But you can understand that from the code, which is HE48112 instead of the normal Epic Records QE38112. Mastered by Bernie Grudman. Mastered, I mean cutting the lacquer. He was doing this, and he did this several times, as we all know now. And this, instead, new version, I'm not that sure, because I live in Europe. This is probably the European version, and it should be, I don't know if I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, pressed at MPO and cut by Daniel Krager. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe so. Okay, I wanted to just read you something that I always found associated to this album, which I was trying to understand what was that. And I'm talking about acusonic recording process. What is the acusonic recording process? Which is something introduced tied to Bruce Sweden, who is the main recording and mixing engineer of Thriller. Okay, I'm going to read a brief passage because I think it's interesting how they obtained this special sonics, because I must admit, I mean, maybe someone hasn't realized this, but the sonics of Thriller is just amazing. Amazingly good. Excellent album. Every aspect, from the production by Quincy Jones, great Quincy Jones, together with MJ, all the different artists involved, after I have a little list. Everything is just perfectly curated, and also this special type of recording and mixing process, which I found a description by Bruce himself. The Acusonic recording process is, in reality, merely a name that Quincy and I came up with to describe my recording technique with multi-track recording machines. More specifically, the name Acusonic recording process describes the way that I work with digital and analog multi-track tapes. This is a recent interview. Clearly, this record is fully analog, done and recording. An SMPTE time code to generate a virtually unlimited number of recording tracks. Initially, I designed the system specifically for the project that Quincy and I have done together. I think the most important feature of this technique and my method of implementing it is that I am able to use pairs of tracks in abundance to record true stereophonic images and then retain them in discrete pairs until the final mix versus mono, okay? That's the typical way you're recording something in a mono, one single track. This method, this is the most important part. This method also allows me, when I use analog recording in my work, clearly in this case, yes, to play the master tape, he intends the session tape, only a few times during the initial stage of the project, and then put it away until the final mix. This feature retains much of the transient response. This is so interesting, I can't believe it, of the analog master tape, session tapes, but not diminishing those fragile transients due to repeated playing, doing overdubbing and sweetening, and doing EQ and things like that. Because when you're doing the mix and after also the mastering, you're moving back and forth all these tapes, the session tapes, especially during the mix, and that degrades those subtle and special and dynamic transients. Hence, with this method, he is preserving that and making a stereo image. Genius. Very cool. And this was done on Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, even though in Bad he used a digital version. When I'm working in analog format, I make several of what I call work tapes, using the original master SMPTE track and regenerating through a code restorer so that the time code is always first generation quality. I will then mix the rhythm tracks and make a stereo cue mix on the work tapes using as few tracks as possible. Generally speaking, I will make a stereo mix of the bass, drums, and percussion on a pair of tracks. Then I will make a stereo mix of the keyboards, of guitars, on a separate pair of tracks once again. If there is a scratch vocal track, I will transfer a copy of that track across to the work tapes by itself. Using this technique in this manner give me a virtual unlimited number of tracks to work with. It was not obvious at first, but it soon became apparent to me that with this method it is possible to do much more than merely obtain additional tracks for overdubbing. Probably the most important advantage of the system is that I can record many more genuine stereophonic images by using pairs of tracks versus mono, instead of merely single monophonic tracks. These stereo sound source tracks can be kept in discrete pairs until the final mix. These true stereo images add much to the depth and clarity of the final production. I have a feeling that this one facet of my production technique contributes more to the overall sonic character of my work than any other single factor. Wow, and I'm sure he's right. But once again, this is fully analog and it was recorded on the 3M M79 24-track machines, cutting edge at that time. Just mention a few people involved in this amazing project. Practically all of Toto, David Page, Steve Porcaro, Jeff Porcaro, and Steve Lukather, which appear courtesy of Columbia Records, but also her Janet Jackson, the sister, and obviously Eddie Van Halen on Beat It, who went there and done it completely free for just a pack of beer because he didn't want problems with Warner, with his label. So he just did it for free, poor guy. Okay, these are just a few little aspects I wanted to communicate. Let's try to listen to these two tracks. I'm not going to do any mysteries. Let's just listen first to, I don't know, what do you say? Let's go. I rarely prepare my videos, so I'm really improvising. Let's just start with the digital one, okay? Clearly this is digital, the 40th anniversary. I don't even know how it is inside. Let's take a look. Okay. Gonna have to get that hype sticker afterwards on it. Voila. Okay. Very ugly cover with this strange font, this big 40. Different picture from the original. As you can see, it's not the same take. Just slightly different angle. But the tiger was here. No, you don't see it here. Probably inside. I don't remember even how it is actually. Okay, we have a nice gatefold. I don't remember how the original is because actually I have it on CD. I never had an LP. So this time I'm going to see in a few moments how it actually is. I'm completely honest with you guys. You know that. Okay, so, okay, we have this. I know this was in the original one. These strange drawings, so yes. Terrible sleeve with no anti-static plastic or any type of protection. Let's just go with Beat It. I guess we have to. First track. Let's try to listen to, well, we have to listen to Thriller, clearly. Since there's also all those strange little effects. Let's see. just the beginning, since it's also the beginning of the record, which should be the best part. Okay, I hope that was enough for our sample. And now let's try the original. And here it is. Ready? It's a time capsule, 1982 time capsule. I also have here some hype sticker. I have to preserve that. Okay, disgustingly filthy. It's him. It's coming. Okay. Voila. It's a decent copy. I've noticed some ring wear. Well, not that much actually. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, so let's see. No, I remember that. In fact, we have the gatefold with this photograph here. In fact, yes, with the tiger by Zimmerman, the photographer. Poor guy. He only got $4,000 for this. If only he knew. They used to do this, yes. Packaged by hand. Ooh, nice. Not nice, bad paper. Okay, let's see. Epic. Trying to see if I can see. Yeah, it has the P. Okay, as I said. Doesn't see that much. Nope. It does see QE, so it's not the half speed master. Okay. But we knew that. I mean, couldn't be. Okay. Let's start. No, let's do the same selection. Let's start with Beat It. Okay. I'll tell you afterwards my comment. Let's go now to Thriller. I'm not cleaning anything. I'm not doing anything. I should, but it had to be this way if I just opened everything on camera. guys. I think you have a clear idea which is better, which is best, which is more engaging. I ain't gonna say anything. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you, Michael, for what you have done. And goodbye, guys. Remember, music is born analog.
Well, guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.
Come on, I'll take you home.